I'm San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these two vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.
Welcome, everybody, to CalGuard Gym, where Ashlyn Milton has won the tip-off for the Tigers. And what a weekend it has been inside CalGuard Gym as Josie Napoli, looking to keep it going, gets a layup to put the Tigers on the board. I'm Brian Yanselson, joined again by Julia Ackerman. Julia, we're excited for another edition of Trinity Basketball.
For sure, it's a great day to play basketball, and these two teams off to a good start, so we'll see how it unfolds today.
Janae Wimbleduff with the first bucket for the Yellow Jackets of LeTourneau, coming in from Longview, Texas. Napoli finds Maggie Robbins. She cuts in, patiently waiting and drawing the foul. And it's been a great weekend all around for Trinity basketball, but perhaps no one better than Maggie Robbins, who pulled off a career-high 18 points last night as the Tigers defeated Hardin-Simmons for the first time at home and the second time this week. It's been a pretty good week for the Tigers against the Cowgirls, but Maggie Robbins was just really impressive yesterday, Julia.
Absolutely, and you know, she's one of those players that is more than capable of producing those types of numbers every single night. I had the chance to speak with her a little bit after the game, and she knew that she was on Chicken Parm watch, so we'll see if she can do that again today.
There is the Tiger pressure, forcing the jump ball in the corner. And you were talking to me yesterday, Julia, about how difficult it is when you get stuck in the corner against the Trinity press.
That is not somewhere you want to be against these girls, because not only do you have those two trapping, but you also have the sideline and the baseline as well. So it's two built-in defenders along with the two phenomenal Tiger defenders as well.
And the phenomenal defense already on display as the Tigers force a turnover. And don't be surprised if you hear turnover over and over again. Don't get it confused with LeTourneau. But these Tigers just excellent at swiping the ball away and creating chaos, but here it is the Yellow Jackets taking the ball away. But the Tigers take it right back. Napoli in the fast break. Claire Hale gets the dump off and puts it in. Hale and Napoli then get to double teaming the Yellow Jackets, but they escape and cross half court, where the Yellow Jackets will look to put their offense together. A nice drive put up by the lefty, but no good there for number 12, Bailey Broughton. Robbins open for three, steps up a little bit and nearly hits the mid-range. 5-2 early on here for Trinity. As Ajane Thomas now has the ball, she dumps it off top of the key to Kendall Hardiman, and Hardiman will draw the contact. Those two names featured. Very few of the familiar names on this roster, because for LeTourneau, 7 freshmen and a transfer. So it just leaves 4 returning players for the Yellow Jackets, who are a completely new look, not only on the court but on the sideline as well, as Hardiman hits the first free throw. Head coach Scott McAllister, first season as head coach in Longview. And the Yellow Jackets off to a 3-2 start on the season as that second free throw rims out, but it will stay with LeTourneau.
Time in now. Time for the Yellow Jackets.
LeTourneau, a team that was on Trinity's schedule a year ago, right around the new year. The Tigers winning 75-57. So they're a pretty familiar opponent as Thomas drives to her left. Step back jumper, no good. Robbins has it poked away, but she collects it. Napoli open for three. She's clapping for it. Shoots it from deep. A little short, but a rebound by Milton. And the Tigers will get another shot at it. Addie Putnam fouled as she gets in the paint.
Foul number 12, Bailey Broughton, first, and team foul number 2.
Robbins connects with Milton. Milton puts it up in a hurry and draws the foul. So 3 quick team fouls on LeTourneau. Ashlyn Milton, relatively quiet last night from a scoring perspective, just 6 points, but she had 5 steals and 3 rebounds that contributed to the Tigers' victory over Hardin Simmons. And just another way for someone to contribute while not necessarily scoring, Julia.
For sure, and you know, that box score yesterday, even though you had, you know, only a few girls within a little over double digits, you had a lot of steals, a lot of possessions turned over for these Tigers. So like you said, there are so many other ways that these girls are capable of contributing on this team.
Thomas steps up for 3 and drains it. Thomas, not only a returner, but a very key contributor a year ago as Hale looks to respond to the 3. Putnam collects the board, taken away though, and now Hale ends up with it and puts it right back up, 4-2. Couple of second chance opportunities for the Tigers, give them a 9-6 lead. But that pass to no one out of the hands of Thomas. Robbins continues to be the one to be on the baseline for the passes, and you can see why. Finds an open Milton, but Milton sails that one over the back basket. And here come the Yellow Jackets. Driving right, stopped by Hale. Nice job by the Tigers forcing it out, but Thomas had Robbins on her. A size mismatch, but that is no problem for Maggie Robbins, who forces the jump ball. Thomas at 5'11", Robbins at 5'3". But even with that difference, Robbins coming out on top.
That height advantage for her may actually be a con, because Maggie Robbins is so active with her hands that I can completely understand how frustrating that can be, having the size mismatch and still getting the ball stripped away from you.
And then going the other way and scoring an easy bucket. Maggie Robbins picking up right where she left off yesterday. Milton with the steal, gets it to Hale. Another second chance opportunity, and it is good for Claire Hale. Trinity on a roll on these last couple of possessions. They take a 13-6 lead.
Timeout.
And LeTourneau will take a
Congratulations to the
timeout.
Tiger men's team earlier this evening.
Looking good, Julia.
Defeated Hardin
Absolutely,
Simmons
this is a great start for them. I
70-67.
think that the pressure that Trinity is providing very deep in their, or at the beginning, I guess, of LeTourneau's press break per se is actually not, advantageous for them, because the lower you inbound the ball on the baseline, the harder it is to actually advance the ball. So LeTourneau needs to find a way to advance just a little bit higher up on the floor.
Yeah, and now with the broadcast cam, get a good look at us, Brian and Julia here. Excited to be back for Tiger basketball. And it's been a good day all around as the men's team was able to come back from down 17 to beat Hardin Simmons today. And like we were talking about yesterday, Julia, not many friends for Trinity up in Abilene.
Not at all. I didn't get a chance to watch that game, actually, but congrats to the men's basketball team. That's a hard-fought win. That's a really good program right there. So looks like no dubs in Abilene this week.
Not at all. Cowboys and Cowgirls headed back north. And we now have a team from out east, the LeTourneau Yellow Jackets. Trying to get the ball in. They do to Broughton. Broughton out to Hardiman, and the Yellow Jackets break the press here. They go quickly to the basket, and they'll get the 2 points from Ty Moon, the senior from Troop, Texas. Another one of those returners for the Yellow Jackets. Robbins using a double screen finds Napoli open in the corner, just off the rim. Fighting for another board. It is Moon that comes out with it. Jump ball will belong to the Yellow Jackets. Even though it was a miss, Robbins doing an excellent job finding an open Napoli. And never even looking her way. What a great radar that Robbins has as the point guard for this Trinity team. Broughton gets it across and has Moon trailing her as well. Moon puts it up and gets the contact. Will head to the line. So 2 straight times that the Yellow Jackets able to break it pretty easily and get the ball to Moon.
Team foul number 2.
And if Napoli would have been there maybe a second before, that probably would have been either knocked out of bounds or maybe even a steal in that case.
Moon gets that free throw to go. The senior averaging just 4.8 points per game. If she hits this free throw, she'll already be up to 4 in the first quarter. And she is. So LeTourneau reaches double digits, 13-10. The lead for Trinity early on in San Antonio. Double screen again for Robbins. Goes to her right. And she's rejected by Thomas, and Thomas gets the rebound. The Yellow Jackets are running. Moon can't quite get to that pass, though. And a missed opportunity for LeTourneau as they had numbers in transition.
Today, Wimbledon in for LeTourneau.
Robbins will get the chance to set things up again for Trinity. Napoli holding it for a little bit. Milton cutting a lot without the ball. Now it ends up with Robbins again into the paint. Napoli gets the board. Claire Hale wide open, up and good. Claire Hale dominating the paint early on.
And that's such good patience by Josie Napoli. Even though she had that wide open lane to herself, she took the time, surveyed her options, and in fact, one of the defenders actually had to push up on a Napoli so she didn't get an open shot, and that led to an easy bucket by Claire Hale.
And then another easy bucket by Maggie Robbins puts the Tigers up 7. Yellow Jackets trying to respond. They'll get another trip to the line. So they are succeeding at giving themselves a trip to the charity stripe. Janae Wimbleduff, the freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana.
For the Tigers, foul number 0.
Her trip to the line will allow Trinity to make its first substitution of the game. Claire Hale will take a break, and in comes Jennifer Tierney, the junior from Orinda, California. But Wimbleduff from Indianapolis perhaps looking at LeTourneau basketball and saying, well, if Ajane Thomas can do so well being from Indianapolis, maybe I should give it a shot, because both of them are from the Hoosier State. And Thomas has been so good for so long in Longview. an honorable mention in the conference a year ago, and coming back as a graduate student for a 5th season. Wimbledon able to hit both free throws, pulls LeTourneau to within 5.
In for the Tigers goes Maddie Mueller.
Tierney open for 3. Almost collects her own miss. Instead, it's Robbins to pick it up, and as she continues to do, Robbins into the bucket. Up to 7 now for the point guard. A steal nearly for Milton. The active hands everywhere for the Tigers. Broughton looking for some space. Moon has a shot from 3, and she drills it. Ty Moon with a quick 7 points off the bench.
Looks like there's a little face guard action going on between Addie Putnam and number 12, Bailey Broughton, for LeTourneau, so we'll see how that unfolds.
Putnam has been kept quiet so far, and you could see that excellent box out by LeTourneau's number 12. Now she dishes it. Another 3-point attempt coming. No, a spin, trying to get closer, and she does, and she puts it in. Wimbledon pulls LeTourneau to within 2. An excellent start for LeTourneau, hanging right there with the number 5 team in the country. Addie Putnam driving right. Tough chance for her, results in a miss, and the Jackets have numbers. Moon to Hardiman. Hardiman through the hands of Tierney, but not able to get it to go. Here comes Putnam the other way. Excellent move to get a little space, and now she'll back it out with Robbins. Putnam setting up the screen now for Robbins. She goes the opposite way. Tierney, tough time getting the ball, but drives, and no problem for her. So she had perhaps a 3-point opportunity, couldn't quite handle the ball, and instead an easy 2 for Tierney, and now Putnam jukes number 30 for LeTourneau, and will get a trip to the line.
Foul number 30. After second, foul number 4.
4 new players incoming for LeTourneau. And Cam Hill also makes a couple of changes for Trinity. Natalie Anderson on the court now, along with Annika Saenz. For LeTourneau, Daphne Johnson among the newbies, Lauren Smith as well. But it is Putnam at the line, drains that first free throw. Putnam, the senior from Scottsdale, Arizona, has had such a great return to the court and gets that second one to go. Trinity lead up to 6, and another new member on the court, Emily Nelson. So every starter officially off. A foul will be called there on Maddie Mueller, freshman from Houston for Trinity. We have not called her name yet in the games we've seen, Julia.
This is a good opportunity for her. Get some first quarter action, some good minutes. Hopefully she can make the best out of it.
Jackets able to break the press and get a good look for Thomas down low.
A.J. Thomas.
Saenz to Tierney. She sizes up a 3, passes it back to Saenz. Saenz just beyond the free throw line is no good. Rebound, and getting ahead of themselves were the Jackets as they lost the ball around half court. Not what they want to do. Natalie Anderson finds open Nelson. Nelson decides to bring it back out. Tough angle for her. Tierney swings it back to Nelson. 13 on the shot clock. Tigers taking their time. Mueller sets up for 3. Short. And here comes LeTourneau. Thomas spinning, driving, mid-air. Falls short of the bucket, and the Tigers are running. Anderson trailing in transition. The pass from Mueller doesn't get to her, and it'll be LeTourneau basketball. LeTourneau has hit 5 of their last 7.
LeTourneau.
And they're keeping things close as Hardiman checks back in. Right back to Hardiman on the inbound, and the Jackets have an open player if they found it, but they don't. Mid-range, rattles out, but a rebound for Hardiman, and she will head to the line. That's 2 offensive rebounds for the Yellow Jackets.
32, Natalie Anderson, first, and it's team foul number 5. Kendall Hartman for 2.
Hardiman connects with her first free throw, averaging 9 points a game, 6 rebounds per contest as well. The senior from Houston only gets 1, as that second one is no good. And now 2 Lady Jackets fighting for it. Pass to no one, nearly a steal for Signs, but Daphne Johnson was able to save it. Shot clock at 15 as LeTourneau looking for an answer. Floater rattles home for Lauren Smith.
Lauren Smith.
Long pass to Nelson, collected in the corner, but she has to set something up, drives to the basket, and will be fouled.
The Tigers' play here is I'm a little shocked. It's been a little bit sloppy, but hopefully going into this next quarter here, the Tigers can calm down a little bit, pay a little bit more attention to getting the ball inside the middle of the paint and being able to convert.
Nelson hits her first free throw to end a 2-minute scoring drought for the Trinity Tigers. Short on her second is Nelson, so LeTourneau will have another shot. Could end the half, make it the quarter if they're able to keep the ball, but they are not. Lauren Smith loses the ball and will give Trinity the final opportunity in this first quarter. Can get confusing to remember that the women's game is 4 quarters while the men play 2 halves. Nelson sets up for 3. That one is short off the rim. Just 3 seconds left. Yellow Jackets trying to get it up. They will not. That shot is late and the buzzer sounds. But the LeTourneau Yellow Jackets hanging right there with the number 5 Trinity Tigers. It is 24-22 for Trinity. We'll take a break on Tiger Network and be back for what is clearly going to be a good one.
Second quarter, Tigers ball.
Welcome back to Tiger Network, where the Trinity Tigers lead by 2 after a quarter of play. The starting 5 back out there for the maroon and white. Maggie Robbins finds Napoli, who is looking for some help now, losing the dribble. Milton shows up for her. Now she from the top of the key. Front rim for her. Rebound to Robbins, though. Robbins cross court to Napoli. Napoli driving, finds Robbins, sets up for 3. Yes, Maggie Robbins from distance.
Very unselfish play there by Josie Napoli, looking for Maggie Robbins in the corner all by herself.
Maggie Robbins perhaps threatening her career high already. She had 18 yesterday. She is up to 10 as we're just a minute into this second quarter. And she has 3 rebounds and 2 steals as well.
For Claire Hale, her first, team foul number 1.
On this end, Bailey Broughton, freshman from Shady Shores, Texas, gets the free throw attempt. Rims out for her. You've got Trinity students in the student section with what looks to be pool noodles, trying to distract Broughton, and whether it's the pool noodles or not, she misses both. So the other way come the Tigers. Nice to see students coming back to campus as school is back in session tomorrow. Napoli shot off. Yellow Jackets looking to remain close with the Tigers. Broughton had a chance in the corner, but Robbins comes from behind, and now 2 Tigers all alone. Nice dish to Putnam, but a nice recovery by Thomas to at least force the trip to the line, because Napoli and Putnam look to be off and running.
Number 34, A.J. Thomas, her second, team foul number 1. Addison Putnam for 2.
Short on the free throw for Putnam. Putnam, one of 3 Tigers averaging double digits. She gets that second one to go, nearly 12 points a game for number 12. Thomas finds Moon open. She drives to her left, no good. And Claire Hale collects the board. Putnam charging. Wanted to pass it to Napoli out beyond the arc, but she lost handle, and Moon coming the other way. Hale right back at you. Robbins with the layup chance and hits it. You don't want to give Maggie Robbins that much room. Makes them pay. 12 now for Robbins, and the Trinity lead up to 8. Broughton couldn't handle it in the corner, decides to drive, finds Moon. Thomas with 10 on the shot clock. Dribbles, sees 4 Tigers, so she finds an open Broughton, who is no good on the 3. And here's a 2-on-1 with more Tigers behind. But again, the Yellow Jackets doing a great job when isolated. And Milton stuck in the corner. Referee says she's fouled. LeTourneau really doing a nice job when it's looked like they've given up a couple of bunnies. They're able to deflect the ball and force chaos.
Yeah, the key there is they're always very active with their hands, and that definitely was a mistake on Addie Putnam's part. She probably should have either thrown it earlier in advance to Josie Napoli down on the block, or she could have bounced past it for sure.
LeTourneau collects the rebound. Napoli, though, says, let me take it back. Hale now has it. 4 black jerseys surround her. Milton now resets it. Swing pass to Napoli. Another board. Tigers eating up the glass. What a pass by Robbins behind her back to Claire Hale. That'll draw the oohs and ahs from CalGuard Gym as Maggie Robbins, the magician, keeps it going.
And all you can do is just smile at that, because she knew exactly what she was doing. She saw the defender, and this is such a smart decision. Super high IQ by Maggie Robbins.
Broughton, nice dish, but unable to handle it. Down low is Jordan. Shot clock down to 4, and Thomas will be bailed out by a foul. But let's take a look at this phenomenal pass. Robbins, no look behind the back to Claire Hale. It is that easy, Julia.
I mean, she's just an unbelievable player. She's grown so much through this program in the past 3 years. And that's just because she wants it. She's willing to work, and she is almost involved in every single play that the Tigers create or pull up in this offense.
Jordan well off on the shot. The outlet, Robbins to Napoli. Too easy again. And Robbins looking like a quarterback from the opposite paint. Long pass to Napoli gives the Tigers a 12-point lead. When this team is clicking, it is fun to watch, folks. LeTourneau was down 2 to start this quarter, and they look up at a 12-point deficit, and now a block by Maggie Robbins. She can do it all, has Napoli open. Napoli just a little off on the layup. Another good job by Moon to force that miss. And now it's LeTourneau with the easy look for 2.
And the craziest thing about Maggie Robbins is when she first came to Trinity, there was, I don't even know if she was 100% set on playing basketball in college. I think that she was kind of on the fence of, just going and being a normal college student and having a good, having a good social life. And she, Cameron Hill turned her head to Trinity, and she's obviously making the most of it here going into her junior year.
Well, we are all happy at that decision, Maggie. Don't know where the Tigers would be without their catalyst. Bailey Broughton knocks down a 3 to keep LeTourneau within distance. But they are fighting uphill as Claire Hale unable to get this pass, and it'll be a turnover for Trinity. Elaine King and Danny Davalos will make their first appearances of the game. But not before a timeout. We are under 5 minutes in the second quarter. Trinity up 34-27. We'll take a quick break on Tiger Network with the Tiger offense starting to roll. You can really tell that class is almost back as students continue to trickle into the student section. Nice to see the support increase. And I have a feeling as the word gets out about this Trinity women's basketball team that everyone will want to see at CalGuard Gym. They are just so much fun to watch. Ranked 5th in the country, undefeated at 6-0 to start. Trapped in the corner, trying a nifty pass, but it's right to the defender. And the Tigers headed the other way with the basketball. Nice opportunity. Goes long for Jalen Martin, freshman from Ashburn, Virginia, who saw some good playing time yesterday. Martin playing defense there, nearly swipes it away. Nice fake there by Wimbleduff. And that'll be 2 more for LeTourneau. Even with that little Trinity run in which they look to be maybe running away with it, LeTourneau fighting back to pull within 5. This starting unit for the Yellow Jackets has done well, and they force another stop. Broughton on the way home. She now sets up her offense. Pass deflected, but into the hands of Smith, who throws it away.
Bailey Timmons, Sky O'Rourke in for the Tigers.
Sky O'Rourke now in for the Tigers, along with Bailey Timmons, so Coach Cameron Hill using pretty much everyone on the roster so far, and we're just in the second quarter. Elaine King posting up. Nice kick out to Davalos. Davalos long on the three, but stop me if you've heard it. Offensive rebound, Timmons all alone for three, just to the right of the rim. LeTourneau on a 7-0 run over the last 2.5. Broughton trying to keep it going. Jordan loses it, but it'll stay with the black and gold. De Los Santos finds Wimbleduff. Wimbleduff steps forward, draws a lot of contact, but no foul. Now she posts up, finds Broughton for three. She'll put it up and not connect. Broughton has had a few open looks for three. Nearly gets a steal there, but it'll stay with Trinity. Broughton now 1 for 3 from distance. You can hear Tiger players saying, move it, move it. Trying to keep the ball in rhythm. Off there on the three is Martin. Broughton slowing things down, gets it to Wimbleduff and right back to the point guard. Now going right is Johnson. And Broughton in the perfect spot for the drop-off by Wimbleduff, but Wimbleduff also took a hit on the way to the rim. Hope she's okay. As the Yellow Jackets within 3 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Davalos puts it up, no good. Haley Jordan escapes, but gets rid of it too soon as O'Rourke will pick up the ball. 16 turnovers now for the Yellow Jackets, but despite that, they are right there. O'Rourke, nice move, and contact will lead her to the line.
And it seems that this Tiger offense has stalled within the past 2 quarters, within the last few minutes, right before the half. And I honestly just think that the Tigers need to communicate more on offense and on defense, but also attack the paint, because all of their points right now would come super easy if there was a little bit more movement coming from the paint.
O'Rourke gets her first free throw, ends a 9-0 Yellow Jacket run. O'Rourke, the freshman from Austin, Texas, Vandergrift High School. After the 2 free throws made by O'Rourke, Emily Nelson subs in. Hardiman, tough chance, but keeps it. Timmons tries to hold on and can't. Those 2 free throws coming at a pivotal time for the Tigers, but still nothing from the field. 0 for their last 8 are the Tigers. Hardiman to De Los Santos. Gets it to Broughton. Shot clock at 15. Yellow Jackets patient on offense. Moon to Broughton. Broughton sets up for 3. It's off. And Davalos gets the rebound. A minute left in this half. Nelson maneuvers her way into the lane, but the ball is, for the moment, with LeTourneau. O'Rourke rumbling to the rim. Now trying to take it back, will get the reach-in foul called. Both teams with some missed opportunities in the last minute or so. Trinity to get back out in front by Moore, and LeTourneau missing the opportunity to get right back in it. But they have to be happy, down just 5 with 48 seconds to go. As Hardiman checks the ball in. Moon has it now, and LeTourneau will set up the offense. LeTourneau bench going wild as if they see something that the players on the court don't. Moon sees a chance at a bucket, won't find it though. And now 23 seconds. Tigers slowing it down and can get the last shot if they want it. See what they draw up here. It'll be a pass to Timmons. Timmons underneath. No need to wait when you've got a Bailey Timmons bucket. 7 seconds left in the half. Clock is ticking. Hardiman making her way across, puts it up off the glass and no good. Trinity 38, LeTourneau 31. The Tigers hitting just one of their last 10, but they'll maintain a 7-point lead headed to the half. It'll be a 15-minute halftime break. Any final message ahead of the break, Julia?
You know, when you have a team that does so well offensively, sometimes that offense is going to stall, and it seems like Trinity is having a harder time than usual getting the ball into the basket. But what they don't lack in is their heart, and even all those steals and all those turnovers, they're super big momentum plays for them. At the end of the day, what's going to win them games is getting the ball in the bucket. So my advice to them, communicate a little bit more on the offensive and defensive end, and just put the ball in the basket. That's all that there really is to it.
We'll see if the Tigers can do just that and remain unbeaten. Already 40 seconds through the halftime. You see it'll go quickly, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back on Tiger Network for more women's basketball. It is time for the second half in San Antonio. The Trinity Tigers coming out of the break up 38-31 over the LeTourneau Yellow Jackets. It has been a masterful display from the point guard, Maggie Robbins, leading the way with 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Add on 2 steals to her bucket as well, and she is showing up as she always does. The starting 5 ready to go for Trinity, just awaiting the same starting 5 for LeTourneau as well. Trinity shooting just 35%, including 7% from beyond the arc, 1 for 15 from 3. A spot that they could definitely improve upon if they want to extend this lead. Meanwhile, LeTourneau shooting 46% from the field, but they have turned it over 18 times, so that has been their downfall. We'll see which team can make the adjustment in the second half. Ball knocked away by Putnam, but it'll stay with the black and gold. Kendall Hardiman trying to get it in, does to Wimbleduff. Shot clock down to 6. Tipped away by Milton, and an open look for Putnam. She takes advantage and gets 2 easy ones for the Tigers, and Milton nearly has it. Instead of 3-on-1 for LeTourneau, they have to hurry because the Tigers got back. Wimbleduff able to put it up for 2. Even when a team has an advantage, the Tigers hustle back so quickly that they have to go in a hurry. But that time it worked out for LeTourneau off the board. Claire Hale fouled on her first move. Hale got into double digits very quickly. Had 3 easy buckets at the beginning of the first quarter. So we'll see if the Tigers look back to her. She had an open lane, but it'll be Putnam top of the key, driving left, kicking it to Hale, and Hale drills it from mid-range. Trapped in the corner, Broughton gets rid of it. It'll be Wimbleduff on the other end, and Wimbleduff puts it up. It has been a great showing for number 30 of LeTourneau. She leads the way for the Yellow Jackets in double digits already. Excellent find to Putnam. Putnam now to Hale. Takes the contact and will get 2.
And that's a strong jab move to get the defender off of her, and good decision for by Claire Hale to lean into the defense and get 2 easy charity stripes.
Broughton will come out quickly, replaced by Madeline De Los Santos, a freshman from Pasadena, Texas. First free throw good for the San Antonio native. Wearing that big knee brace coming off of a season in which she did not play. And she is back and better than ever, stepping into this starting unit as well, as Maggie Shipley not playing for the Tigers and helping to force a steal there.
And you can start to feel a little bit of a momentum shift for this Trinity team, so expect them to turn up the pressure, especially when they on a made basket.
Putnam gets it underneath, kicks it to Robbins. Robbins fakes the shot, drives, and why not roll in? Everything is turning the way of Maggie Robbins. You see her line, 14 points now for the point guard of the Trinity Tigers. Another turnover for LeTourneau. But looking back at that last bucket for Robbins, it's so subtle that you miss it. But it was a pump of a 3 and then jukes out the defender going the opposite direction and giving her the lane to the basket So really 3 excellent moves in one. It's just hard to find the words sometimes to describe how well she's doing.
She has such a quick first step that it is so hard for defenders to actually stay in front of her. And even though that some defenders do sag on Maggie Robbins, she has now developed a three-point shot that I think that she is a lot more confident in using this year.
A confident Maggie Robbins is a headache for opponents. Hardiman preventing the turnover. It'll be Wimbleduff from the wing. Hardiman saves it, and Thomas has a look from 3. Does she go with it? Yes, and unable to connect. Robbins heading the other way. Trinity's lead up to 11. Napoli open for 3. Good. She shoots her bow and arrow towards the Tiger bench. A little over-aggressive there on defense. Gets the foul for Napoli. It's her 3rd foul, so she'll have to be careful here in the 3rd quarter. De Los Santos quickly gets it out of the corner. Wimbleduff gets a charging Jordan. Jordan has had trouble holding on to the ball today. And Hale rips it away from Hardiman. Napoli finds Milton. Milton for 3, drills it. Ashlyn Milton from distance, and it is a 10-0 run for the Tigers. Milton takes it away. Hale open, good. Timeout, LeTourneau, as the Tigers are roaring in CalGuard Gym. A 12-0 run over the past 2 minutes, and Julia, just like that, it is a 19-point lead.
There's nothing to describe it. I knew these girls weren't satisfied with how they played in the first half, so good for them to come out firing like that. It seems like everything's starting to fall for this team, so we'll see if they can continue to put the ball in the basket.
You predicted it going into the halftime break. You said that the 3rd quarter always seems to be positive for Trinity. What do you think it is about this team and this program that results in a 3rd quarter like they're putting up now?
You know, I really just think it's the team consensus that they can, gather around each other and all agree that the first half wasn't something that they were proud of, and they weren't proud that the score was as close as it was, and it does not surprise me that the score has now reached almost 20-point difference. So for these girls to come out and make that sort of statement in the 3rd quarter, that's them all the time. They should be doing this every chance that they get, and I know that sometimes it's a lot harder or it's a lot easier said than done, but these girls want it. These girls want to win, and it shows.
I mean, if you want evidence for how confident the Tigers are feeling, there is still a good bit of time left in this timeout, but the Tiger starting unit has been out there for now about 30 seconds. They don't even feel the need to talk things over. They're feeling confident, feeling good. And now the Yellow Jackets join them on the court. Head coach Scott McAllister in his first year leading LeTourneau.
Sorry about that. There's not really much to talk about here because this Tiger offense and defense is starting to roll. So in those situations, when an opposing team calls a timeout, all the Tigers want to do is just get back into action because they're playing so well.
We'll see what the Yellow Jackets have out of the timeout, if they're able to stem the tide a little bit. Moon had a great first half, puts up a 3. It won't go this time for Moon. Napoli slows it down, finds Milton, open again. Not the same result as Milton, a little bit short, but a loose ball foul on Broughton. Putnam hitting the deck, and it'll stay with the maroon and white. That'll be Broughton's 3rd foul.
And watch for this little sneaky in the corner to Addie Putnam.
You called it. Putnam for 3, just off the iron, but Robbins hops to get it. Hale couldn't get it to go, but will head to the line.
That is such an overlooked pass on out of bounds, a weak side corner, but for these Trinity Tigers, they know exactly what they're supposed to do when Cameron gives them the signal.
Hale good on the first free throw, now up to 17 points. And she's doing it on an efficient 7 for 11 from the field. And those free throws going easily down for Claire Hale. Robbins and Hale teaming up for the double team. Broughton denied. Milton to Hale. Hale hesitation. Milton up with the layup. No good, and a foul headed the other way. But all smiles for Ashlyn Milton off of another steal for her.
Foul number 30, Ashlyn Milton, her first.
Ashlyn Milton had 5 steals yesterday, so how does 4 sound today?
Sounds like she's still going.
Tiger defense relentless. Milton ends up with it. Hale, no good, but Robbins, another rebound. Jump ball here as players hit the deck. Possession arrow pointing towards Trinity. The 14-0 run continuing for Trinity. The Yellow Jackets have not scored in over 3 minutes, just 4 points in the third quarter. Robbins finds Milton in the corner, tiptoeing that line, and then rejected, but another Ashlyn Milton steal. Hale driving right this time. Another trip to the charity stripe for Claire Hale.
And it's good to see Claire Hale attacking the basket. I know from, experience coming back from an injury that, takes you out of, playing basketball for a long time. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's super exciting to see her attacking the basket, her getting her legs back, early in the season, and her being strong enough to have the confidence to go up and get fouled.
She's been aggressive. She's been confident. When you're shooting like she is, there is no question as to why Claire Hale will check out after drilling another 2 free throws. She is up to 20 points. And with 5:04 left in the third quarter, Trinity up 23. Thomas loses it on the pass to Smith. And not much going the way of LeTourneau. A timeout on the floor as we reach the under 5 mark in Calgary Gym. We'll step away for a few seconds and be back on Tiger Network. Tigers ready to go out of the timeout, but Scott McAllister still talking to his team. Mentioned McAllister in his first year here at LeTourneau, coming from St. Mary of the Woods College, located in Indiana. Before then, McAllister was an assistant at Center College. Tiger football fans might be familiar with those Center Cardinals. But McAllister coming to Longview, trying to turn around this program that has been picked to finish 7th in the American Southwest Conference this year. It is a very strong basketball conference. 3 teams making the postseason a year ago: Hardin-Simmons, Mary Hardin-Baylor, and East Texas Baptist. Annika Signs from the corner. Good as well. All new faces on the court, but it's the same old story. A Trinity basket.
Three-pointer, Annika Signs.
Annika Signs, the transfer from the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, a Division I program in South Texas. As if this Tiger team needed more talent, someone who is on a Division I team now joining forces. Shot clock down to 2. Thomas has to put it up, and she will not. Thomas had a couple early on, but since then has been held down. Just 5 points for the All-ASC honorable mention, a graduate student who came back for a 5th year. Annika Sines finds Nelson open now. Nelson off a little bit. King with the board. Jump ball this time. It will belong to LeTourneau. Out of the half, the three-point percentage for Trinity was at 7%. It's now up to 18. Still not where they'd like it across a game, but a lot better considering where they started. And they've hit 3 of their last 4 up until that Nelson miss. Thomas directing traffic. Gets the screen from Moon. Johnson having trouble in the corner. Able to find Thomas on the opposite end. And Thomas, nothing but the bottom. But the Yellow Jackets caught napping in transition. And that's an easy 2 for Natalie Anderson and a steal for Nelson. Anderson has options. It'll be King driving left, scooping, and scoring. Count it for Elaine King, the freshman from Cedar Park. King completes the three-point play, and Trinity up 66-38, and not showing any signs of letting up defensively. That press in full effect. Hardiman able to get it to Broughton. Make that number 4 Smith. Broughton not currently in there. Moon dealing with the contact, and she puts it up. Yellow Jackets just trying to do anything to seize back momentum. But it has been all Trinity in the third quarter. King to Sines. Nelson calling for it. Off, but a rebound. King, Sines, what a cut! Couldn't finish though. The entire Tiger bench wanted that for her.
And even though that was a miss, that was still good, good idea by the Tigers. I know if she could, she'd definitely have that shot back. I think this place may have erupted, so that shot would have fallen.
It's been a 24-5 run over the last 6 minutes. If you're just tuning in or tuned in the third quarter, you'd think it was a blowout the entire time. That is not the case. LeTourneau was holding steady with Trinity in the first half. Trailed by as few as 2 points late in that second quarter. But whatever Coach Cam Hill told the Tigers in the locker room, certainly working. It'll be a 3 attempt and a 3 made for Lauren Smith. Nelson with the pass that ends up in the corner, out of bounds. Ball will belong to LeTourneau.
And Emily Nelson had the right idea there. She's driving down the lane. Elaine King should have stayed in the corner. Just a little bit of miscommunication. Still a good idea on both their parts, though.
Nice job getting it all across the court by Lauren Smith, but then a volleyball-style block by Sines sends it right back at her. We certainly saw plenty of blocks this year in Calgary Gym. Trinity Volleyball leading the country in blocks per set, on their way to a national championship appearance. And this is a Trinity women's basketball team that I believe has similar aspirations. Currently ranked 5th in the country, undefeated at 6-0. And as you take a look at their team, hard to see where they might lose this regular season. Thomas sets up a 3, had to force it up with the shot clock expiring, and it's an air ball, and she'll hear it from the Trinity students. Trinity oh so close to the Final Four a year ago. And those that are returning from that squad, a sour taste in their mouth, losing to Amherst. And you know they'll want another shot.
8 seconds. The line for 2 is Danielle Davalos.
We've got one of the members of that team with us, and Julia Ackerman. Julia, what was the sentiment among the team after that loss, and especially among those who knew that they'd be coming back for another shot?
You know, it was such a bittersweet moment because not only was it, the farthest this program has gone in a little bit, but also just the success that this team had last season. As much as we wanted to keep winning and go all the way to the national championship, I know that all the hard work that we had put into last year, we left it all on the floor. So all we could really do was, hold our heads high and say, Amherst shot the game of their lives. But we also gave it our all because, the game previous, we had just put our blood, sweat, and tears on that floor to beat, the number one team at that time in the nation. So all those girls, I'm so happy that a lot of those returners are getting to, experience that same feeling of being nationally ranked early on in the season and getting a chance to play really good competition. But at the end of the day, all the girls were super excited for one another, and as much as sad as it was to see all the seniors, leave and lose a good little chunk of the team, I know that these girls were super excited to get back on the floor this season.
Yeah, a little scrambling here on the last couple of possessions, just 51 seconds left in the third quarter, and Hardiman throwing the ball away. It'll belong to Trinity. But I think you're exactly right with those expectations now, whereas last year it felt like the Trinity Tigers were kind of climbing on people's radar. I think from the get-go now, they are fully in the eyes of people nationally, earning that number 5 ranking. Annika Sainz from the corner again. Unable to connect, but as has been so often the case, an offensive rebound for Trinity. Sainz, instead of a 3, drives and turns it over here. Wimbleduff has an open court, and she'll head to the line, drawing the contact. LeTourneau losing to that number 1 team you referred to, Christopher Newport. Early in this regular season, Christopher Newport ranked 6th in the country. LeTourneau has had a couple of good wins. They are 3-2 so far, and they have kind of gotten their way through the SCAC with their 3 wins coming against Centenary, St. Thomas, and Dallas. So this is a very talented team so far in 2022 that the Tigers are starting to pull away from. It's a team that went 13-9 a year ago in that competitive ASC. Nelson thought about it from 3. It'll be Sainz with 10 left. Open, Nelson down low. But open for just a moment. As the Yellow Jackets did a great job crashing late. They'll have 2 seconds left on the clock, will the Tigers, after forcing yet another turnover. Make it 30 now for LeTourneau. And I guess it's kind of in the name, LeTourneau.
I like that. That was catchy.
But a third quarter LeTourneau would like to forget. Trinity 67, LeTourneau 46. As the Tigers outscored the Yellow Jackets 29-15 in that third period. We'll take a break on Tiger Network and join us for the fourth quarter. To start the fourth quarter, the starting five back out there for the Trinity Tigers, and we are on career high watch. So we will let you know. It'll be Ashlyn Milton from the corner, off on the three. And Maggie Robbins, all 5'3" of her, comes up with the board. Napoli puts up the three, no good. But it is just incredible how it is Maggie Robbins coming up with rebound after rebound. And I think it's safe to say, Julia, Chicken Parm might be on the table. 14 points and 9 rebounds for number 11.
You know what, she may have one of the smallest statures on this team, but I can guarantee you she can outjump every single girl on the floor out there. Spending a good amount of time in the weight room with Maggie Robbins. We did a few, vertical tests to see who had the highest vertical, and I'm not shocked if Maggie Robbins was at the top of that list.
Not sure if you did a lot of speed tests as well, but Ashlyn Milton showing some velocity there off the turnover. Trinity will keep the ball that went out of bounds. Robbins checks it in to Putnam. Milton goes right, fakes the handoff, drives inside. Rebounded by Hale. And it is a Hale bucket that we are looking for. If she can get it, Putnam goes left on Thomas. Claire Hale will have it. But a turnover. Putnam puts her hands on her head. And it'll belong to LeTourneau. Claire Hale jumping up in front of the inbounder. It gets to Thomas and right back to Wimbleduff. Hale nearly takes it from behind. Yellow Jackets barely get it across. It'll be Moon, and Moon loses it. It just goes to show the dilemma that opponents face when they go up against Trinity. The Yellow Jackets are shooting 47%, and if you tell any team you're shooting 47%, they'd be thrilled. But the difference is they have 29 fewer shots than Trinity, thanks to 33 turnovers. Those are just some insane numbers that you wouldn't believe unless you've been watching Trinity women's basketball over the last few years. Because it is what this defense creates. Robbins in to Napoli. Milton swings it to Putnam. Napoli finds Milton, down to Hale. What will Hale do? It'll be a pass to Putnam. Wrap around to Robbins. Shot clock at 1, but no problem for Maggie Robbins. Count it for the point guard.
I hope they play the replay on that one. I need to see that celebration again.
We've got it right here. Robbins taking the contact. Do we have a view of the celebration? Couldn't see it there.
She's out of the frame.
Robbins completes the three-point play there, gets Trinity to 70. And Robbins is up to 17 as that ball knocked away by Hale. Wimbleduff will have to do it again, and you can start to see the frustration on the faces of the Yellow Jackets. Just a constant barrage by the Trinity defense. And you can see Robbins pointing to the line, letting LeTourneau know what just happened.
And I think a little bit of frustration is setting in for this LeTourneau team. Even though they were able to stay pretty close within possessions at Trinity in the first half, I think that Trinity has now shown them a little bit why as to why they're ranked the number 5th team in the nation. So I can understand that frustration, but at the same time, this Trinity Tigers team is just really, really good.
Timmons short on the three. Yellow Jackets collect it. It's a Yellow Jacket team with 7 freshmen. And then you add in the transfer Haley Jordan, so that's 8 new faces out of 12 on the roster. Really tough for any team to deal with so much turnover. But that is the task that Scott McAllister has on his hand.
Number 24, Claire Hale, that's her second. foul number 1.
Broughton to Thomas, and Thomas, nice job going through the contact of Hale. She reaches double digits for LeTourneau. Averaged 11 a year ago. Look at Robbins faking the handoff, just like Milton did a little bit ago. And again, right along the line. Have to imagine these starters may not be in for long, and as I speak, another substitution made, and it is Claire Hale, who may not see more time with 7:23. She is currently at her career high of 20 points, which is why we were keeping an eye on what she did in this quarter. Little stoppage here. Student section asking why. They didn't get an answer, but back in play and back through the net is Ashlyn Milton.
Ashlyn Milton.
And almost as impressive as her three-point shooting is Milton's defense. If you looked at that last possession, almost baiting the Yellow Jackets into making that pass. She backed up slowly and then tipped it away. It'll belong to Trinity. Milton, let's do it again. Yes! Ashlyn Milton catching fire in the fourth quarter. That is 3 3-pointers in a row for Ashlyn Milton. Rebound off the missed floater goes to Putnam. 6-0 run in just 30 seconds thanks to Milton. Tierney will give it a shot from 3. It's off, but Putnam collects the board. And now Robbins will set everything back up. A screen for Milton. Now she cuts. Robbins trying to find her, but nice defense by Moon. Moon hanging out on the court, and it'll be a turnover. Not sure what she was looking for.
I think it may be an offensive foul.
Foul number 20.
It is an offensive foul. And there'll be a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them as the Tigers lead 76-48. Looks like the officials may be reviewing something. We'll let you know what it is after the break. Three starters have now made their way out of the game for Trinity, but Maggie Robbins remains out there. Looking for one more rebound, Julia. We'll see what she can do. Sends it into Bailey Timmons. Kicks to Tierney. Tierney just off on the three. Rebound by Putnam, and not a rebound, but more points for Maggie Robbins. Make it 19 now. And with that, guess what? A new career high for the second consecutive night. How about that?
All we need now is a chicken parm.
Foul number 4, Bailey Timmons, her first. Team foul number 2.
Wouldn't be surprised this week if Maggie Robbins was awarded that SCAC Player of the Week award.
Good call there. She got honorable mention in the conference a year ago, but if she keeps this up, she is going to climb that board up to that second or first team in the conference, because not many are playing better than Maggie Robbins right now. Keeps her hands up defensively, but a foul going to be called, looks like, on Martin.
And speaking of the honorable mention in the SCAC last year, I feel like she was actually, no, I know she was definitely robbed from a SCAC Defensive Player of the Year last year. So keep an eye on that as well throughout her season here at Trinity, but won't be shocked to see her name being called in the first team All-SCAC, as well as one of the nominations for Defensive Player of the Year.
First free throw, no good for Lauren Smith. But to your case, Julia, Maggie Robbins picking up 3 steals and a block. And at times it feels like the numbers don't even do it justice, because there's so many times where she creates the turnovers, but she may not get credit for it. That second free throw is good. But 36 turnovers for LeTourneau now. And it's hard to quantify how many may have been caused by number 11. She hands it off to Martin here. Martin to Putnam. Putnam connects from 3. Putnam now takes it away. Driving cross court with her left. Putnam to Robbins, and Robbins will be fouled. An 11-1 run over the last 2 minutes continues to extend this lead. Now a 32-point advantage for Trinity, as Addie Putnam checks out to a big high five from Coach Cameron Hill. Maggie Robbins with these free throws will just continue to increase her career high. She had 18 yesterday against Hardin Simmons, and she is up to 20 against LeTourneau. Misses that second one. And the bench, I think, is fully aware, just like we are, that she needed one more rebound for a double-double. But she will not get it. But she will get a round of applause, standing ovation from her bench, as Maggie Robbins will finish with 20 points and 9 rebounds.
She's just toying with us up here in the press box.
I think it's personal now.
I do believe so.
Maggie Robbins in my advertising class last semester. What a time that was for both of us. And I do think it has become personal now. I think she doesn't want us to have the chicken parm.
You know what? I as much as I want to say it, she's such a competitor and a great athlete, but she's also, so humble in the way that she talks about this team and how everything she has with this program comes through the team solely. So hats off to her, another career high, and she can only go up from here. She's playing absolutely fantastic basketball.
And hats off to Maddie Mueller off the bench with the 3. Trinity, an explosive performance, now up to 85. An offense that averages 90 points per game. Some teams may never get to 90 in a game, but Trinity averaging that mark. And honestly, 90 a shallow figure when you remember that they scored 140 to start the year. It's a pretty high benchmark that they've set. Mueller giving it her all defensively will get the foul.
Foul 21 Maddie Mueller. That is her second. Team foul number 4.
Pass into Thomas there. Hardiman trying to get it to her, backing down. Thomas, reverse layup, will not fall. And she'll pick up the foul. Thomas now 4 for 10 from the field. She's turned it over 12 times, which should tell you that she has been the focal point defensively for Trinity. Every time she gets the ball, there are at least 2 bodies around her. Such a talented player who decided to come back. And she'll give Cam Hill a hug there as she exits the game. After the foul, a nice show of respect there between Thomas and Cam Hill. And now some confusion. Thomas perhaps being allowed to stay. Now she does head out. She's listed as having 4 fouls, so not 5, and fouling out. But maybe her last appearance in the game. Mueller hits her free throws. Block for Tierney. And it'll stay with LeTourneau. But you hear the roars from the Trinity crowd every time someone on the court does something well. Just so supportive of each other. And happy to see the players who may not have gotten the playing time in the first 6 games now getting their chance to shine. Wimbledon puts it up and gets another bucket. Quite a showing for her. Now 17 points to lead LeTourneau. But the other way quickly, O'Rourke heading to the line now.
Foul number 1, Kendall Hardiman, her second. It will be 2 shots. And Sky O'Rourke.
First free throw good for O'Rourke. .15 Tigers have been on the court today. 14 of them have scored at least 1 point. And with 3:30 to go, the one who hasn't still on the court, so maybe she'll get her shot. That ball sailed over the bucket. And O'Rourke coming the other way, but not only with 15 scoring, or 15 playing, that means it is all 15 that are available stepping onto the court. So Cam Hill accomplishing a goal of getting everybody some playing time. Moon spins, gets it to go. Ty Moon had an excellent first half. Been a little quieter here in the second half. But she's reached double digits in scoring as well. Jalen Martin, double team, but puts it up, and Jalen Martin with that bucket. Now all 15 Tigers have scored. A well-rounded throttling by the Tigers. Martin gets the rebound there. And with just over 2 to go, the Tigers above their season average of 90 and still wanting to add more. Jalen Martin looking nicely from the free throw line. And she felt so good scoring, she decided to do it twice, Julia.
Absolutely, and again, like you said, just an absolute great showing by this team. Obviously, you can see on the bench here, everyone's excited, everyone's having fun. This is a good time. So for everyone to get in and contribute, not only in the points category, but just in terms of turnovers and assists and rebounds, it's been a huge collective effort on the Tigers front. So hats off to them. Still got about 2 minutes left here, so we'll see what more magic this team can do. Maybe on the 100 watch as well.
Trinity Tigers will improve to 7-0 with this victory, and they will conclude the first half of their non-conference slate because they are now headed into Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference play starting December 2nd with a trip east to Centenary. Shreveport, Louisiana will be the destination, and then after that, a bus ride back through Houston where they will face the Celts of St. Thomas. The men's team doing that same road trip. The men earlier today improving to 5-2 with a victory over Hardin-Simmons.
Number 21. Ready to give it over third.
But lots of time to think on that bus ride to Shreveport.
A long trip. That was, I'm excited for the girls to be able to get that out of the way first because doing that trip, 4 or 5 years in this program, it gets tough. It definitely gets tough as you're driving basically everywhere besides Colorado. So these girls, I think they're very happy to be getting that Shreveport trip out of the way first in conference.
O'Rourke puts up a 3, unable to connect. That's a Centenary team that LeTourneau was able to defeat in overtime. Tiger bench calling out the travel. No matter the score, no matter the moment, full energy from Trinity. The lead is 38. Hard to believe the lead was only 7 at halftime. Mueller, another 3. Not quite. Rebounded by Hardiman. But the cylinders started firing in the third quarter. Tigers collected themselves, talked it over at the break, and then went on full display. And it's been pretty impressive. Martin gets the rebound. She's really racking those up in these minutes. O'Rourke driving left, taking it back for the moment, and it'll be out of bounds, but it will belong to Trinity. But it'll end up with 2 Tigers atop the leaderboard with 20 points apiece. Maggie Robbins and Claire Hale doing the damage. Tierney from the corner overshoots it a bit there. 40 seconds left on the clock. The three-pointer there, no good for LeTourneau. Out of the hands of the freshman Smith. Tierney takes it away. O'Rourke still charging hard. The shot clock has been turned off, and Ty Moon says, I think I've had enough. They slow it down. And Coach McAllister saying no more shots put up. A 93-55 victory for the Trinity Tigers. A dizzying display of offense in the second half. 20 points, a career high for Maggie Robbins. 20 points ties a career high for Claire Hale. Robbins a rebound away from a double-double, but she stuffs the stat sheet again, adding 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Ashlyn Milton got going from 3 late, ends up with 11 points as well. But beyond that, all 15 Tigers who were available to play get on the court, and all 15 Tigers score.
Cameron Hill, Trinity head coach, has tied Becky Geyer for the most wins by Trinity women's basketball coach. 228 wins for Cameron Hill.
And as you may have heard on the PA,
good job.
With that win, and he looks lost. He didn't know it was coming. But Coach Cameron Hill, in his 11th season with Trinity, now tied for the most wins all time as a Trinity head coach. What a moment for Cam Hill.
Absolutely, and there's nothing but love and respect for that man. He is an amazing coach. He's amazing at that craft that he so desperately, has been developing all these years. So, no shocker, that record is definitely going to get broken. But all love and respect for that man. He will forever be, a family to me, and I can't wait to see what his future holds and how many wins he can rack up with Trinity.
It's been pretty fun, Julia. Want to do it again sometime in December, maybe the 19th?
Absolutely. I would love to be back for that matchup. That is going to be a headbanger, and to say the least, something that I believe viewers and fans alike will definitely be involved within.
It'll be Mary Hardin Baylor in town on December 19th. Tigers have a couple of road games before then, but then the break for finals means it'll be a while before they're back at home. But when they are, we'll be right back with you on Tiger Network. It's been a great one for the Tigers, once again winning 93-55. For Julia Ackerman, I'm Brian Anselson. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and we will see you next month.